I'm Kayleandra White, and I play Perdita.
I'm Jonathan Del Palmer, and I play Florizel.
This is my first Shakespeare play. So when I read Winter's Tale, I was like, wow, Shakespeare be writing. He really does. Once you get through the text, and also I think, like, growing up in high school, like, you kind of read it when it's not really meant to be read. You have to hear it, you have to see it, and that just changes everything. So just everything about this is just super exciting for me. It's also my first, like, professional, like, full play production. There's music, there's dancing.
Winter's Tale was not one of the Shakespeare plays that I was familiar with, like, growing up and going through school. So I really got into it after meeting Tamilla and being like, oh wow, she's so fun. And I would love to just, like, be in a room working with her. And I mean, it's lived up to all of my expectations. Honestly, the opportunity to do Shakespeare at a place like this with a director like Tamilla was, like, the first thing that I thought about. I didn't even know, like, who I was gonna be playing going into the audition, because I just walked in the room. I was like, oh, this is the director, nice to meet you. And then we just got to work, and then I got home and I Googled her and I was like, oh, this is a completely different thing than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Like, if I had known any of that before going in, I probably would have been, like, way more nervous about the audition.
I did meet Tamilla in the audition. So initially I went to the open call for Folger Theatre, and then they called me back for the audition. First time also meeting Tamilla. Jonathan was in the room as well, and we read together.
I was cast beforehand, so they asked me to come in and read with everyone that was auditioning for Perdita. So we met there, and I mean, we just threw everything out there and just had fun with it. So it was great. It was nice to see that it, like, carries over until now. We can actually, like, play again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what they liked about it too, that we just played in the audition. I also Googled everybody when the cast list came out. I was like, who's here? And I was like, wow. You guys come see the show. Yeah. They're in love.
Yeah.
And it's the first time both of them have been in love, but there is this class difference between them. Obviously, Florizel is a prince, and Perdita is just a shepherd's daughter.
Yeah, and, you know, just on the weekends, I'd dress up, go to the farm, and just hang out with my girlfriend.
Ignore princely duties.
Do it all in secret. So that's the big issue, is that my dad doesn't know. Yeah. And that could be a problem.
Perdita just thinks he's so smooth. He's so cool. Something about him, it just... Wow. Like, even though she knows in her head that they should not be together, like, just the way that the hierarchy is set up, she's like, well, I like him anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I am a prince. So,
yeah. And I think he is, like, he's very, like, excited by the fact that she's so free. That nobody has really ever told her no. She doesn't have all these, like, responsibilities that Florizel has. Yeah. And I think that's what draws him to her.
Yeah. I mean, she's the most beautiful human being on earth. Like, inside and out. All, like, there's nothing that she can do wrong to him, except tell him that he's wrong and that he doesn't listen. But everything else, like, she is the sun, the moon, and the stars.
Yeah, she's kind of the it girl.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody that sees her, immediately they're like, who is that?
She's so pretty. Oh my gosh.
She's so pretty, I'm gonna die. That's, like, everybody that sees Perdita. So.
Tamilla's direction style is very much like, okay, these are the given circumstances. Go play, and then we'll see what worked and we'll see what didn't, and then we'll set things from there. So she gives us a lot of, like, free range and trust.
She has a lot of imagination herself, which helps with allowing us to express ours, because the main thing that she stresses to us is, like, let's worry about fixing it after we found what we want to do.
Yeah. So go slow so we can go fast. I love that. Mm-hmm. And her vision is so clear too, so I trust her completely. I'm like, okay, here we are.
Yeah. Yesterday's rehearsal with all the Florizel like humping that is in the show now. You'll understand when you see the
When
show.
you see it.
Just don't take that out of context. I think that was the funniest thing because of Tamilla's reaction after we did the scene like that. Mm-hmm. She like freaked out. She was like, why have y'all been holding that back this whole time? So I think it's a moment I'm not even in. But I saw Nick, who's playing the shepherd's son, do this in the audition. Him running in and talking to his dad about the bear is hilarious. Like, it is so funny. The second he did it the first time, it killed me.
Yeah.
And Nick's just so
funny.
Yeah, he's also a highlight of the sheep shearing festival. So yeah, it's just anything Nick does. That's my answer. Yeah.
Nick.
Autolycus bits are also gonna be like top notch.
I do. Yes. Yeah, he's so funny. Yeah. Him and his character.
That's not just casually in day-to-day life. It's just a funny dude. Yeah.
Yep, and the music and the dancing, he got it too. I love the costume fittings too. I think that's so much fun. Like to go to the dressing room and they just like they're so creative too. And they're like, okay, so I'm thinking we switch this here, and then we add ruffles here, and then the lace here, and I'm like, yes, yes. And it makes me want to get all my clothes tailored to fit me. I'm like, wow, I didn't know this was a thing.
There's a couple of things I'm like, I'm gonna just have to buy this.
Yeah.
Come for a full range of emotions. Like that's what I can promise the show will deliver. It's like you will be happy, you will be sad, you'll be very confused about some things that happen, but it all makes sense in the end, and like that's what we live life for. It's just to feel all the feelings.
Our version doesn't feel like Shakespeare. It takes place here and now, and it's also very current. A lot of the themes resonate to today, and I think you'll be able to see yourself in one, if not multiple characters on the stage, especially with like, I think a big theme is just like forgiveness. And like in the first half, it's like there's this big rupture, and the second half we repair it, and that's just life. Like you have like ruptures in life, and you have to work to repair them. So I think it's very modern. It's been a lot of like grace and patience in the process. I love how we really get into the story and we do table work before we even put it on its feet. Yeah, it's been so fun. I just like absorbing everything. I had fun. Come see the show.
Tell your friends.
Get into Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Those are the 3 takeaways. And the costumes are great.
Great costumes.